Hi, so I got this Singer sewing machine passed down to me from some family. When it was given to me, it was already all set up. So I went ahead and tried it out, kind of liked it. Problem happened after using it for a little bit. This particular thing here, it's called a bobbin, it ran out of thread. So I went onto YouTube, I tried following the directions that were given. Instead, I end up with this big mess of thread and empty spools of thread, 2.5 hours of frustration, and I still hadn't had it figured out. The problem with the videos is it didn't show you the areas that you needed to see. So I'll give you a little walkthrough and see if I can show you guys an easy way of setting up a machine. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna take our thread and we're gonna put it up here on this peg. So it's just got a little circle here. Just slide it in, nice and easy. Then you're going to take your thread and you're going to bring it over to this little hook here. The hooks look different on different machines, but you always have a hook up on the top. Just hook your thread through that. Now what we want to do is we want to start it on the bobbin. So we're just going to take the thread and wrap it around a couple times, 2, 3, 5, doesn't really matter. If you look on the bobbin, you see right here that there's a tiny little hole. What you want to do is you want to pass your thread through that hole. If you're having trouble getting it to go through the hole, one of the easiest things to do is just lick the thread or cut the end of the thread so it's a nice edge. So once you get it through, hold on to that little piece and then just wrap it another couple of times. Now you're going to take it and you're going to put it on this little peg piece here. Some of the machines have little knobs that you can turn to wind or to sew. Some machines don't, but when you put it on here, if you have the button, turn it to wind and it moves. If you don't have a button to turn, then just push the bobbin in. Now what you want to do is take that extra little piece of thread that we pulled up through and we're just going to snip it off. Okay, so now all you have to do is press the pedal on your machine and your bobbin will start to wind. Most machines, it'll wind until it's full. It'll stop on its own. So we just press down. Now, if anything like that happens, it just unhooked from the edge. The easiest way to deal with that is snip it off and take the thread off and restart the exact same thing. So like I said, you're going to fill it up and your machine will stop when it's on full. So you end up with a bobbin full of thread. Now what we want to do is we want to put the bobbin inside your little cap here. Some machines have another piece that goes on to your bobbin. This particular machine doesn't. So what we want to do is we want to make sure the thread is going in this direction. So if you're pulling down on it, it's going to turn like that. Go ahead, pull a little bit out and then just pop it into the slot. When you look at this slot, you see that there are 2 little notches inside it. This first notch comes down and down to the left. This other notch is just literally a little slice. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your thread and you're going to pull it and it should nicely and easily go inside the first notch. Then you're going to bring it over and up through the next one. Okay, so it goes up. Once it's up and through, you're going to keep it on a diagonal and close your box. There's a little gap right here. Your thread needs to be in that area so that you can pull on it, no problem. Second thing that we want to do is we want to thread our machine. So we're going to come back up here and take our thread again. First spot we want to go is right back into that hook again. Bring it down. There's another little hook right here. We're going to slip it in the hook and go around the piece. Now if we look over here on this side, let me just move over for you. You see that this little piece here, it actually can move all the way up. So what you want to do is you want to pull it so that it's up and then bring your thread around this little hook piece. Once it's around the hook, go ahead and let go of that, and you'll see when you pull the string, it moves it. Now you want to bring it up and you want to hook it on to the top part of your needle. The easiest way to do that is to make sure that you spin your wheel so that it is all the way at its highest point up here, and it makes it nice and easy to get it in. Now we go back down again, and you're going to see another little hook here. So we'll hook it into that, and then one more little hook on top of this. So now it's hooked all the way through. Your needle is all the way up as high as you can get it to go, and now we're just going to thread through the eye of the needle. You want to go from the front to the back. And of course it doesn't want to go in, right? So if you're having any trouble getting it in because there happens to be little pieces that are frayed or it has a little bubble on the top, just snip it so lightly and pull it through so that you have a nice fine point. And just like that, with a point, you should be able to pull it through. Now you'll notice on my little foot pedal here, there's a little slice in the middle of it right there. You want to pass your thread through that and out to the back. So now you've got your machine threaded, your bobbin is filled inside, but you need to get this bobbin string up and in through here. The way to do that is to pull the needle down and then back up. By doing that, it will catch it. I sat and did that for the longest time and couldn't figure out why it wouldn't catch. It turns out that this knob over here on the side, which is what moves the needle, I was turning it away from me, so it wasn't catching. You have to make sure that you're turning it towards yourself. The second mistake that I made is up here on the top. When I did my bobbin, I never switched it back to sew. So make sure that your bobbin is back in the sew position and make sure that you're winding towards you. Next thing you want to do is just hold the thread lightly in your hand, the one that's going through the machine. Turn towards you and it'll drop in and it'll come back up, and you'll actually feel it kind of tug and you can see it's moving, that one there. I like to use scissors because it makes it a lot easier, and you should be able to just pull it. Oh, I missed it. Okay, let's try again. So towards you, down, some people will just pull a little bit using that string, and now if you look under here, you can see that that string actually made a loop and caught the other string. So we're going to go ahead and pull it out, and now your bobbin string is no longer coming out of the slot here, it's actually coming out of this hole over here, which is what you want to do. You can go ahead, put your material in, drop your foot, and start sewing. Thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you next time.